Just call me Leslie.
Yes.
Thank you. Just don't make this a habit. Finance is right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, we still like to have the backup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you want to run it, that's fine.
Got it.
Hey, ready to go, Mr. Morrow, it's 5:30.
Call the meeting to order. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve minutes from May 13?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Old business, village finances, discussion, Nick.
How's everybody doing? Good?
Good.
Okay.
It's like better than you.
Do I look that bad?
You look like somebody beat you up.
Oh, that's great to hear. It's always a great thing to
Sweaty.
hear.
I like that, I like to save that for me.
He's honest. He's honest at
All
least,
right.
I guess. What are you gonna
You just
do?
look like your eyes look dark and you look like you're having a
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right, Ben.
makeup
It's-
smearing.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so you guys saw the finance packet last night, I'm sure. Pretty impressive month, to say the least. Let's just go, I know I try to refrain from skipping around because people don't like that, but let's just skip to page 3. Because this is the main thing to focus on. Because it really is, it's pretty amazing. So, and I checked this, quite a few times just to make sure, but, we're almost at $2 million already in income tax through May. So we knew comparing this year through May of 2020 and 2021, everything would look great for obvious reasons. But when you look at this year versus 2019, which was at 1.25, you're up $400,000 in income tax compared to 2019. I mean, it's really unbelievable. Your withholding is at $1.3 million. It's up almost 200 grand compared to the year before in employment alone.
I think you're getting a double bump. Companies are profitable. I mean, look at the corporate,
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, everything is
No.
record-breaking.
191 to 357, when you take
Right.
19. So then you're getting a bump there because they're profitable and obviously more employees.
Yeah,
So those two together make it, I'm just telling Sam, it's like, this is unbelievable.
it really is. I mean, even the individual, I mean, you're at 280, you were at 245 in 2019. So it's, this is legitimate. The one concern I had was just comparing things to last year, through this point, because, I mean, everyone was closed, March, April, and May. But this is real. I mean, there's some real employment growth here in the village, wages and employment. I mean, this is undeniable. So,
Everybody still needs
And-
more help.
yeah, right, and everyone's still, Craftmate's still, trying to hire. I mean, it's really good. So we need to, a couple things related to this. So we moved over another $1 million from checking into investments last month. Well, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it was in May, end of May. We're going to have to, start fielding some intelligent ways to put this money away. I know we have projects, coming up and the such, but, we always go back to thinking, into the future. I mean, there's going to be a time when there's going to be a downturn. It's going to happen. And, when Ben came back again, we were down to under $3 million. I mean, those days. So we want to be good, with what we're doing here while the hay is being made. So it's just pretty exciting to see these types of results. I mean, when you think from 8 years ago to now, I mean, it's
I was thinking company cars for council.
yeah. Yeah, I thought so. That makes
We
sense.
should use these things wisely, just not be frivolous
Right.
and frivolous.
Because it can go quick. I mean, things change. Things change quickly. So this, I mean, income tax is impressive. I mean, everything's impressive, though. I mean, Carrie's here tonight. Water and sewer even still, even though
I was-
April,
I was surprised when I saw May's
Yeah.
totals because they were better than I thought they were gonna be.
May, I mean, because I don't know if you guys remember, I said, you know, be ready for it to kind of do a little equilibrium between the 2 months. But again, you know, your sewer is right on par again with 2019, up a little bit. Your water is up above what it was in 2020 and 2019. Your main three categories, income tax, water, and sewer, you're up 31% compared to a year ago. I mean, and again, oh, well, that's not hard to beat. Well, look at 2019, you're at 2.3, you're at 2.7. Just real, I mean, it's just really impressive numbers. I mean, it really is. And you're doing all this with, if we go to page 4, you know, you're doing this with wages being essentially down/flat. I just wish there's really nothing negative I can say about this. And I am a person, you can ask my wife, that always seeks the negative. And I can't find anything. I mean, it's just really great. So the only thing I would say is we just got to be really good about the money, obviously. Put it away, be smart about it. You know, one thing that, you know, you're legally allowed to do, which we talked about a few years back, but we weren't in the position we are now. I mean, there are rainy day type funds you are allowed to establish, you know, to put money aside. So that may be something that we want to think about. And I can get more details on what that would entail, but it would be nice to maybe do something like that.
So we
too.
passed a 1/4% income tax for capital improvement.
Right.
To me, so you never have to go to 1.5, we should be earmarking rainy day capital improvement money. So in 5 years, you've got,
Well, we can do that too. Yeah, you're right.
got
We,
$3 or $4 million in a fund.
yeah.
You don't need to, every time you need to repair a road, you're stealing from something else.
And we could just put money
I really think
into that fund.
That's what we spend money on, capital
Yeah.
improvements. So we really should be thinking about how earmark that stuff, so we don't need to go back to the taxpayer and say we need another 1/4%
Yeah.
or 0.5%, because we've got the money. So. You're right, it can't last forever.
No, I mean, you remember, I mean, you guys, thank God, never cut the income tax. But you look now, it's really great. So the last thing, page 5, which is our, you know, statement of cash, revenue, and expense. If you look there under unexpended balances, we're at 9.5 million. So I could all but guarantee, unless COVID number 2 hits or a meteor, we're going to be over $10 million here. I bet you by beginning of fourth quarter. If I had to guess, based on this trajectory, I'd have to look back if and when that was ever the case. So to go from under 3 to 10, it's pretty great.
Did we get our $500,000 from the government yet? That relief money?
No, it did not come in through, unless it came in the first week of June here, it did not come through in May, no. Mm-mm.
I haven't seen anything.
Really need to send them a letter saying we need to expedite that because we're in dire need.
Right? Well, we need the company council cars,
Yeah, they need to get that money here quickly.
yes.
'Cause we-
All right. But really, like I said, I mean, if there's any questions, but I mean, we will have, next council, we will have our debt payment. That'll come out. So
It was in this month.
that's in the pay claim. But in these numbers, it's not yet, because that's going to hit in July 1st. But even with that being said, I have no reason to believe we may not even be able to cover that alone with the month of June and July's. It's impressive, yeah, so.
Excellent. Well, you can't get euphoric about it. You need to keep thinking, just like you were thinking for the last, how many years? How do we get more efficient? How do we control costs? Because it's not going to last forever.
Well, that's the point, that you can get carried away and do things that you shouldn't do. And then, like, when you guys all came in 8 years ago, and you're on the verge of 2 more bad years, and you're talking some serious fiscal problems here. I mean, it can change on a dime, so.
Nice to have a meeting with that tone and not the opposite. So.
Absolutely. Any questions for Nick? Okay, we'll move on to new business. Number 1, Resolution 21-08, a resolution expressing the support of the Village Council for the proposed House Bill number 62, designating the state of Ohio as a Second Amendment sanctuary state and declaring an emergency.
So last meeting, we brought it up, there was some discussion about the wording of it and this and that. And subsequent to that meeting, I actually saw Diane Grandel at an event, and she kind of gave me her version. So I asked Joe and Aaron to both review it. Because your concern, Sam, was it kind of ties the hands of police, and we certainly don't want to do that. So I think tonight, it should be explained to council as a whole. Is Aaron going to be here as well? Yeah. So I think they're prepared to give their take on how they feel. And I don't know what it is yet. I haven't talked. I just asked them to review it and bring it to us. And have your opinion is probably more important than anybody's, so. Yeah. So Tom thinks that you're not a lawyer. Didn't he say that the other night? Cops aren't lawyers. So he's going to have an opinion too. So I think it should be an opinion, it should be a discussion with all of council and legal here, because I don't want to spend 20 minutes now convincing and then Tom come in and run the other way for 10 minutes. It's like
Tom doesn't vote.
I know, but I'm just saying he's going to have an opinion he may have some points that I haven't thought about and you haven't thought about.
Look, it's 7 pages, it's not that big.
I know.
The discussion should be very short.
Right, but let's do it all at once so we can hear both sides of it and we can take a vote, and if it passes, it passes, if it fails, it fails, so. All right, is that good with you?
I recommend that we take it to council.
Yeah, we move forward with it. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 2, Resolution 21, TAC 10, a resolution ratifying the mayor's imposition of a temporary moratorium pursuant to terms of Ordinance 20, TAC 113, on the granting of any occupancy permit authorizing a community-based residential social service facility in any zoning district pending the enactment of legislation amending the regulations governing said facilities and declaring an emergency.
So we have an executive committee that we established during the COVID when we couldn't, gave special authority to the mayor and a committee. We acted on this as a committee a couple weeks ago. This is a follow-up to that action that we took as a exec committee, and we'll confirm it tonight, so council still has to confirm it, but it was done. This is done prior and being confirmed tonight, so.
I move we take it to council.
I'll make a motion, we move forward.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 3, Ordinance 21, TAC 122, an ordinance amending Chapters 1135 and 1153 of the codified ordinances to update the village's zoning regulations as they apply to various types of community-based social services facilities in various zoning districts and declaring an emergency. This is the follow-up to the
It's legislation, it'll sustain, that's why I put a moratorium on it in 21-10, until we get the legislation passed that makes the changes required.
Is this the one with the public hearing?
It is.
So will we act on it tonight, not the public hearing?
No,
No.
going to put on reading, we're going to establish a public hearing. Yeah, we can't act on it until we have a public hearing. But the moratorium is going to take care of it until the public hearing. and then
Right,
get-
gotcha.
I make a motion, we move forward with this to council.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 4, Ordinance 21, TAC 123, an ordinance enacting new codified ordinance, Chapter 1313, entitled Abatement of Nuisances, and declaring an emergency. Nuisances.
I
And
know what
declaring
you
an
meant.
emergency.
This came up because John needs more teeth than what he's doing. We have certain properties that we're just struggling to get it. And I think you've made some headway today, Carrie, when I overheard on the property, one particular
The
property.
property on South State that's been such an issue, Mr. Humphreys, he came in and paid his water bill in full, which was substantial. He spent some time incarcerated last year, so part of his bill was submitted to the property taxes, and he came in and finished paying it. But John and I both told him that until he brings his property into compliance, the water's staying off, whether he paid the bill or not. So John has to go out on Monday and inspect it and see where it's at. So yeah, he's getting some feedback on it.
It's a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
I'm saying, the only thing we had before, we shut their water off, they didn't pay the bill.
Right.
Turning his water on would have been because he absolutely has defied, you know.
Everything.
He's living in motorhomes behind it, he's
Yeah.
doing everything wrong. So we kept his water off, even though he could pay his bill. He tried to pay his bill a month ago.
Yeah.
He called me and said, I want to pay it. We're still not going to turn the water on. So it gives that authority.
Yeah,
It's a shame you have to do that.
it is.
I mean, I really hate government overreach. I mean, this is definitely government overreach, but.
Make a motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a need for executive session, Mayor?
I have one at council night, but not in finance.
We want to do anything with this wage calculation, and we're still pending on that?
Nick, have you had any time to put effort in that?
I'm still working on it. If I could have a little more,
Yeah.
a little more time,
we're
yeah.
good. It's going to be a while. So it's 7:46, I move we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.